So, good afternoon, everybody. So, today we're going to talk about sex. All right, here's the thing. I've had multiple conversations with people and people who have contacted me outside of just on Facebook concerning some of the videos that we talked about and some that I haven't made, and also had conversation with couples dealing with their sex life. And although most people, they are caught off guard by the fact that, for me, I have been studying sex and sex relationship ever since I was about 14 years old. It was I know, yes, I started very early, and I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but my studies also started very early. And when I started studying, I had someone tell me back then that if you focus on pleasing the woman, then you will be satisfied. You will be pleased yourself. So that began my study, but it began my study more on a carnal level. And yes, throughout my young adult life, I remained on a carnal level. And through that time frame, I made great strides in the physical, whereas I was able to learn more about the anatomy of the woman and how to please her, and a few different techniques depending upon the woman, where I learn about my own anatomy and what works and what don't work, where I learn how to breathe in certain ways in order to maintain the erection without losing it, so that the woman is pleased. All these carnal things I learned. It wasn't until later, after I passed like about 34, 35 years old, that I started realizing and understanding that there is a divine and spiritual and emotional connection that truly turns it into love making. That truly gives you the idea and the knowledge and the experience that sex is far greater than just the physical pleasure. That it is through the sex transmutation, we talked about that before, that we move ourselves into a whole new dimension of success in our lives, of understanding in our lives. The first, in every religion, every tradition, the first thing that man was told was to be fruitful and multiply. It was given the physical thing to go do. But man is the only animal on the planet that doesn't have a timed a kind of like a going in heat session and that's the only time that sex is done. No, man has this attraction that continuously makes us want to do it, that we gain pleasure from it. But we've just taken it to that carnal level instead of realizing that beyond the carnal, that there is a spiritual and a divine aspect to it. That when a man and woman come together, you see, in the ancient days, you weren't married until you had sex. It had nothing to do with going down to City Hall. It had nothing to do with a minister giving you permission or telling you, well, that's different. It didn't have anything to do with a minister saying certain words or you taking vows or anything like that. That actually the idea that the role of the best man was to stand in front of the door and let everybody know when you've consummated the marriage. Because it is in that experience where the unity starts. It is that experience where the energies come together. And you see, it's when the energies come together and your emotions come together, that's when you truly understand the power of it. In the yogi and the tantra, it's taught that your sexual energy is your most powerful energy that helps you move to the crown. Right? But if you don't know how to utilize this correctly, you can be more destructive to yourself than anything else. In the ancient Egyptians, they taught the technique of unking your sexual energies in the heat of the orgasm in order to propel yourself into a higher energy state, and therefore going into a higher conscious state. It is those things that, in truth, when you want to go beyond the carnal, when you want to send yourself and your partner into levels of ecstasy that you've never experienced before, when you want to go beyond what the average person believes they are having in an orgasm, when you want to go beyond that, that is a true state of mastering sex. That is the true master of sex. And that is something that far too few people have any idea even exists. And that's a sad thing, that people don't even realize it exists. And if you did realize it exists and you put forth the time, you put forth the energy to gain the knowledge and then the understanding and then to actually put it in practice so that you have the wisdom of it, then you will learn that within your relationship, that the two people truly can become one. Because if you notice throughout all the religions, all the traditions, it is through the sexual energy that two people become one. We try to put it in our heart energy. We try to put it in our mind energy, but it doesn't work there. It starts in your sexual energy. If you can't get it squared away in your sexual energy, if you can't create that unity there, then the other points of energy don't matter and won't work. I know that's not something that a lot of women want to hear, but it's true. Women may not want to hear it. They want it to start in their heart. It's what you want, but it's not what it is. Men, we're crazy. We want the physical baseline animalistic pleasure of it, but then we want the connection in our mind, but it doesn't work that way. You see, and let me give you an idea. Anking your energy. When you reach the point of orgasm, and it comes and all your chakras are open. The Egyptians taught a technique where once the energy reaches your heart chakra, then you channel that energy around through your crown chakra. You skip the others and channel around your crown chakra and bring it right back to your heart energy. And then it goes out. So that way the energy rotates within your system, rotates within your body and give you a burst of energy. When you master this technique, you can continue to make love and continue to rechannel and share energy with the person you're with. See, that's something that people don't want to really take the time to learn. But when you do, this is when you have a sexual relation that is explosive. This is also what helps and to create a physical, emotional, spiritual, and energy connection with your partner, with your spouse, that goes far beyond any other connection that you will ever experience. So, hey, this is just the tip of the iceberg, just a touch, just a little bit. So, y'all have a great day. Do some research, do some study. Don't just take my word for it. You know, be willing to empty your cup so that it can be filled up again. Be willing to lose everything and so that you can gain everything. Because my greatness and your greatness is non-negotiable.